Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another Dragon Ball figure news recap, recapping the last 2 weeks of Dragon Ball figure news. Before we get started, I do want to say if I sound a little sick, and this is also the reason why this episode is delayed. After I came back from the trip to Miami for Gotcha's Memorial, I was feeling a little bit under the weather. This is literally just because I got maybe like 5 hours of sleep total on the whole trip. So I kind of expected to come back feeling a little bit stinky. So if I sound a little bit under the weather, that's why. But that's why this video also took until today to make. I was just chilling the last couple days. I do actually feel a lot better. I don't even think I would have been able to make this video 2 days ago or 1 day ago, whatever. So thank you for their patience, and let's get right into where we left off, which was right here at the DBS Card Game Part 2. Obviously, most of this doesn't really pertain to us because, of course, we're in the mood for the figure side of things here. But we did get a couple of things on the September 20th, 2021 figure news episode. That, of course, for the figures, mainly being the World Collectible Figure Extra Costume. That includes all of these fun boys right here. Obviously, we've been taking a look at these guys. You've already saw the finals, but obviously they were talking about that they just released in Japan, which is awesome. I cannot wait to get my copy of these and put them out. Might have to line them up on my desk. They might take the place of Banjo-Kazooie and Byleth where they're standing right now. We'll see. But it is a very cool little set. Obviously, we also have, of course, the Back to the Film KUJI series coming up, the Dragon Ball Burning Fighters series releasing featuring Goku, and of course, we've kind of heard all this already, but of course, it's nice to just see that, it came out in Japan. Speaking of which, we will actually get to see the finals for some of these, I believe actually all of them coming up here, but we didn't see all the smaller prizes, I think, unless I'm just misremembering that. But it is some coasters, some towels, and some clear files as well. I think we did take a look last time because I remember talked about that it's a good thing. Obviously, the last one version of BROLY is literally just a different color palette. It's just the more shiny version. It's literally like a shiny Pokemon, right? So you don't need to collect another figure, and I'm going to be honest, the price of importing this thing is not worth it. But we will see some final images of these figures, and I think they did turn out pretty good. There are a couple of issues, but for the most part, I would say we are good to go. Radically enough, they talked about these again, which is very interesting. I guess there's just not a lot to talk about in terms of figure news and all that stuff. But they actually released, and he showed them off in the video. The last one was just like previewing it. But the other big thing that did happen, and we did get a little bit of image or a little bit of a video, and I think some images for it, was that the Imagination Works Vegeta actually did release in Japan. That was the big takeaway from this particular, the 27th issue of Dragon Ball News. If you guys remember, of course, Imagination Works Goku is the Goku that had the real fabric on it, as well as the rubber ligaments, and this Vegeta has the real fabric on it. They are a bigger scale SH Figuarts type of figure where they're highly articulated. I was seeing some mixed things. I definitely think I like the original images over the final version of this particular figure. I am still debating on if I'm going to get it because it obviously has not released in the US, and I can still cancel my pre-order if I really want to, which I may just end up doing, I'm not going to lie. But I kind of want to watch a couple of Japanese reviews before I actually make my final decision, because I do watch a couple of people who live in Japan that speak Japanese, and a couple of people who live in Japan who speak English, and most of the time when it comes to SH Figuarts, that's usually what they review. I haven't really found someone who lives in Japan who speaks English who covers Band Presto and Bandai Spirits. I found a bunch of Japanese people who do that speak Japanese, but not any English-speaking ones. So typically when it comes to articulated figures and SH Figuarts, the English speakers are my go-to for those. But from what I've seen, he didn't turn out as good, but it's not bad. I still don't think it's worth the initial price. As well, Goku has gone down significantly in price, considering, he was originally the same price as Vegeta at re-release, or at release rather, like at launch. So I might just cancel my Vegeta pre-order and then wait for him to go on sale, and then just pick him up then. We'll have to see when the time comes, but let's go ahead and move on to page 1 here, where we did have a couple of things happen. Nothing too crazy. We did have another Treasure Rally set get released. We will see a better picture of this from the boy Baggy. As you can see, this set includes Gogeta, Hirudegan, Gohan, Grade 8 Vegeta, Cooler, and Metal Cooler. Unfortunately, this set is a little bit pricey. As you can see, it's $90 total, which is pretty wacky if I do say so myself. I think that is definitely a little bit pricey, all things considered. In classic Dragon Ball Z anime comes another round of world collectible figures. Each Treasure Rally figure is about 3 inches tall in a KUJI style. These figures are mismatched to different characters from different series, really nothing to do with each other. Basically, we will see Baggy explain this later, but Treasure Rally was also the set that had the launch in that Pirate Kid Goku, and they've just been taking from the old Treasure Rally sets and re-releasing them as these WCF figures. Myself, I don't really particularly care about another Gogeta minifigure. The rest of these guys I kind of don't really care about just because I have figures of them in the bigger scale. Yes, even Vegeta. Not the KUJI one, which I still would love to get someday, but Hirudegan probably is the main ticket item, I would assume, for most people, because of course there's not, unless there's like a really old one that I'm just not aware of, because my older Dragon Ball figure knowledge isn't as pristine as the newer stuff, I suppose. But I digress. I assume most people probably don't have a Hirudegan figure of any kind, so I know that he is definitely the target. Though I will say, I do like the more cartoony look that they gave Cooler. They almost made his, like, eyes bigger, but, like, the holes for his eyes smaller. Very weird. Definitely kind of gives that chibi look, which I know is exactly what they were going for on that. So good stuff there. We do also have, obviously, Burning Fighters Volume 2, which I don't remember if we took a look at last time, but I think we did, because I believe it was announced last time, of course, because we did talk about how this guy, yeah, I think so, because we talked about how this guy looks like another figure. Forgive me, it's even though it's only been the usual 2 weeks since the last episode, a lot has happened in these past 2 weeks. The mind has been full of a lot of things, so forgive me if I'm a little forgetful this week. But obviously this is the line that Bandai has said is kind of you know, targeted at more newer collectors, but I don't know, it's like so weird to me, because I would still think that newer collectors would still be interested in more, like, I don't know, interesting figures. Like, I guess if you just want a Goku that's like, he's there, he's Goku, you know, then I guess it works. Or if you just want like a Vegeta, but I still feel like, you know, I suppose it is also like a lack of knowledge. You know, maybe you see this and it's just the first Goku figure you see and you're like, yeah, that's a pretty cool Goku, and then you cop it. But, you know, I think that there's definitely better options, even just for Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta. Like, if you just wanted a more generic pose, right, and a better figure, well, literally bigger, and a better sculpt too, the Grandista line is definitely a better way to go. And even though those figures are obviously bigger, they're a lot well sculpted, and I think much more worth your money too. Moving on, this is not a, or well, this is actually an official figure, I think, which is very interesting to me. There's a lot of pictures here. Do these actually... Are they so tiny, bro? We do see a couple of bigger pictures for these. We can kind of still get a good idea. Oh, okay, we can look at a Big Bad Toy Store. I almost said, I don't know what I was going to say there, bro. So, if you're unfamiliar what this is a resin statue. This is 1/4 scale, by the way. So that means this is 1/4 the size of the actual character. This thing is going to be huge. What's the actual size of this thing? Height is 30 inches. Oh my gosh. That is pretty crazy, if I do say so myself. So from the hit anime series Dragon Ball Z comes a new statue. The evil tyrant Frieza has been recreated from the scene where he unleashes his planet killer attack. Isn't that the death ball? Every detail has been captured in Sume BROLY. Because here's the thing. Up until now, Sume has not been making official figures, but I will say, like, low-key, the way that they make it look, because they do have, oh, okay, so the thing that's kind of confusing me about this is, like, all of their other pieces, like, some of their pieces have the official logo, right, and then some of them don't, right, like, this one is, unless that's just, like, a weird-looking My Hero logo, right, or, like, this one, right, the Seven Deadly Sins one, right, like, they don't have the actual logo of the company on it, right? Or like what it's officially from. But then some of them like this do, which if it has the Toei Animation logo, you know, that means that Toei Animation put their cosign on this, which kind of means that, you know, instead of them making it, they outsourced it to another company. This does have the copyright for Bird Studio and Shueisha on it. So yeah, I'm from what I'm seeing here, this is an official collaboration with Sume, because they have been making statues for a long time. I'm not super big into resins, but I am a little bit familiar with the scene just from watching a ton of content on it in my travels through YouTube. I will say this thing does look pretty cool. I love the way that the rocks look. I do like the way that the death ball looks as well. Love the effects on it too. I do think that Frieza's body looks really cool. Wow, actually the way that the water looks there is fantastic, if I do say so myself. And obviously this does light up. You can plug this into the wall and it'll look pretty nice. But it is weird to me that Frieza's face looks like that. Like, I don't know, his eyes look a little bit too far apart. I think if they fix that, it would be a lot better. I am definitely not going to be getting this, especially considering the high price tag on this bad boy. But I mean, I do think for the most part it does look pretty cool. Literally the face is the only thing that I have a problem with. Like, I know what they were going for. They're going for the face where Frieza's screaming about to throw the ball, right? But it still looks a little bit off to me. Looks like there's also going to be only 4,000 pieces made, which makes sense because most of the time with resin statues, they only make a certain number of them because obviously since they're bigger, harder to ship, you know, a lot more expensive. As you can see here on Big Bad Toy Store, it is a solid 1.5K, which is obviously quite a lot. So, I mean, obviously there will be some people interested in this, but it is interesting to me though that they are partnering with other brands to do resin statues. Maybe they, you know, the big companies finally realize that there's a market for it and people really like them. And, you know, these big, I guess you would almost call them figure whales, are willing to spend the money. But it's interesting to me that they made the Goku and Vegeta with Prime 1, right? The ones that we took a look at in the past, right? The Goku that had all the different heads, and then the Vegeta doing the Big Bang attack, which I believe was just Super Saiyan and, I mean, base, I guess, technically Super Saiyan 2. Because they look similar enough. But it's interesting that they're now giving, because I don't think this is from the same line as those two, because I'm pretty sure there was a Frieza announced for that line too. But it's interesting that they're now making a Frieza with another company, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they do license them out to more companies. I know personally my favorite resin statue company is Figuarts, or not Figuarts, I'm sorry. Figure Class is the name of the company. If they ever collab with, you know, an official, you know, for an official Dragon Ball figure, I might just have to cop that because I love their statues. Someday I would really love to get them. But yeah, very, very cool if I do say so myself. And again, I guess this will give you enough time to sell a kitty soda or donate plasma to get the funds for this. That's funny. That is so funny. Figure is also limited to 4,000 units at the Big Bad Toy Store list price. That would be $6 million in statues. Wow, that is crazy. And think about that. That's only 4,000 statues. Yeah, certificate of authenticity. Interesting. I mean, they usually include that anyway. Oh, okay, so we have some other features. Made of poly resin and other materials for the Dragon Ball Z anime. Obviously, 3 LED light sequences, fixed light, 2-second loops, and 20-second sequence. Features translucent materials for the energy blast in the water. That is really cool. And obviously the 4,000 pieces. Yeah, it's always cool to like look at these type of things, but I feel like, at least for me, I'm always more of a sightseer when it comes to that type of thing. Because your boy is not trying to whale out for that. Alrighty, so we did also get the colored versions of this. We have been seeing this image for a while. I believe that we didn't take a look at this last time because we didn't have the colored ones until now. Excuse me, very interesting. First of all, kind of interesting he says he'll update if they find pre-orders, because there really isn't any good place to pre-order UDMs, and there's a lot of UDMs that I would definitely like to buy, but I feel like they're very hard to come by in the States. Like, you have to find them in a place that has a Gashapon machine near you, or you're just kind of out of luck and you have to import them from Japan. This is a very odd set. I mean, I know UDMs never really follow a pattern, but obviously, like, Jiren definitely looks really, really cool. I would love to be able to get that one. MUI, we have a bunch of MUI stuff, so it's not that big of a deal. Vegeta, we also have a bunch of UDMs of Vegeta in that pose. But obviously, Fighterz and Dodoria are probably two of the most exciting ones from this set. Again, very oddballs out, like, obviously, none of these guys, except for Goku and Jiren, are from the same arc. You know, obviously we literally have Z, you know, and Super here as well. It is also kind of a shame to see that UDMs have not only gone up in price, because I believe they used to be 200 yen and now they're 300 yen, because these are technically UDM burst and not just regular UDM. But they've also lowered the quality on the paint job, because as you can see, Doria's armor is not painted properly, which is very, very unfortunate. Obviously, there should be some different colors in there besides just those two for the armor. It would kind of lead me to believe that Fighterz or Salza is also like that. But of course, you know, we literally can't tell because he's, you know, all crunched up. So regardless, though, a pretty good looking set. I would definitely love to cop Jiren if I found a place to. We had this is something interesting to look at. This is something that you're probably going to want to cop on eBay unless you live in New York and you're heading out here. This is the swag bag for NYCC 2021. Of course, this is New York Comic Con 2021. If you're attending New York Comic Con next week, which, by the way, this is posted October 3rd, so that will be coming up after this video. I'm sure we'll get a couple of figure things from New York Comic Con as well to cover in the figure news that we do in the next 2 weeks. If you are attending New York Comic Con next week, the official site has revealed the goods they'll be handing out at the Dragon Ball booth. Items include a swag bag, Super Saiyan Goku headband. That's definitely like a piece of paper, but it's still pretty cool. DBS card game promo half deck. That's definitely the highlight of this. It's literally half a deck of cards. I don't know if there'll be anything particularly rare in there. It's just like a, hey, you know, this can get you started playing the game. Either way is cool. Dragon Ball Fighterz poster, which is pretty interesting that they're still trying to get rid of those because they're probably from the game's launch. But I mean, it's still cool to have. You also have a chance to purchase the event-exclusive Goku figure mentioned last week. Yes, we did talk about that, obviously that being the SSBK. And be the first to hear about the new information regarding the superhero movie. Wish you could be there and send some pictures if you're able to attend, yeah. If anybody is able to attend, please let me know. Hit me up in the Twitter DMs. I would love to not only buy a Goku figure off of you, but maybe potentially buy your swag bag and do a video on it. I don't know. That would be pretty cool if I do say so myself. And also send pictures, because that would be cool too. Obviously, we did have the V-Jump come out for November. This video will go up by the end of the week, by the way. I know I teased it in the the October V-Jump video, because that had a 10 on it, and this has an 11 on it. But of course, this kind of gives us a little bit of a schedule-ish for what's going to release this month, of course, for 300 yen each. We are also getting, of course, oh boy, I did a whole video on this. If you want to go back and watch it, I'll see if I can't link it at the end of this one. But of course, this is the Dragon Ball Super World Figure Coliseum 3 Super Master Stars Peace Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Gogeta. Wow, that is a mouthful. And obviously, with this figure, what they did is they took the original design, which is the whole point of the, you know, Ben Press World Figure Coliseum, where different sculptors from around the world come through and sculpt figures with their talent, and they scrapped it. They scrapped the original design and just did this generic one that was digitally remodeled. Very unfortunate to see. Very excited for this release, though. This is obviously coming out in Japan this month. Keep in mind, all this is for Japan, not the U.S., because, of course, you know, the U.S. tends to get stuff a little bit later. I believe we're getting Super Saiyan 4 in, what, February, I think, of 2022? This guy has been sold out everywhere, though. I did actually get a couple copies of this figure. I'm going to do a giveaway of it, which I'm excited to. SH Figuarts Namek Bulma, which is cool if you need that for the set. Clear Rise Super Saiyan God Vegeta, which is pretty cool. Hopefully that turns out better than Goku did, because I definitely am looking forward to that figure more. As well, History Box Goku. I know a lot of people are really looking forward to this guy, and I'm really hoping he comes out good, considering he's going to be made in Vietnam. As well, Grand East Resolution of Soldiers Gohan, which I know is another figure that a ton of people are really looking forward to. There was also some improvements on him, by the way, that we'll get to see later on in the video. And finally, do you guys remember this? From the Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour, the exclusive Clone Goku SH Figuarts figure. I am sure that there are like 2 people on the planet who bought this, because it is literally just every Goku figure that they've released just repainted, right? Like, this is just Super Saiyan Blue Goku sculpt, you know, painted with the Fighterz thing. Like, if you're trying to do a big Fighterz setup, it would be cool. But the thing is, like, it also doesn't really... Like, I understand it makes sense to release this during the battle hour because it's all about Dragon Ball games. But at the same time, it's also like, well, if I want this Goku, then I want the rest of the clone Z fighters. But they're not going to release them. It's only Goku. So then at that point, you're just going to have to paint them yourself. So why not just release them as a set? I don't know. I mean, it makes sense for the sake of it, but it's like, I don't know who's going to be really displaying this on the shelf, you know, or if it's maybe just like for the hardcore collectors to just be like, yeah, I have that. He might actually end up becoming very rare because of that, because sometimes that tends to happen with items like this, where it's like, items that people didn't really want initially because no one bought it, they end up becoming rare. Again, I have no idea how many people bought this because there's no way to know because, you know, they didn't like announce it anywhere. But hopefully we'll eventually get some information when we scope around the community to see how many people bought this. I'll see if I can't like ask around. I don't know too many big SH Figuarts heads personally, unfortunately, in the community. I'm just an observer. But the final things that we have to go over is the Dragon Ball news for October the 4th. The big news for this week is New York Comic Con will be on Thursday, October 7th, which is in 2 days. Wow. Well, definitely going to have to keep an eye out for everything happening there. I was wondering when that date was going to be. And as already reported, the first SH Figuarts exclusive figures since the start of everything going on in the world will be released there. There'll also be a Dragon Ball booth where you can receive free goods. Right, so we already saw all of that. And then the final thing is that if you guys remember, we talked about these last week. It looks like that there's going to be some more of these coming out. Premium Bandai Japan releases a series of goods showing the Capsule Corporation logo as well as the Red Ribbon Army logo on items such as a folding crate, toolbox, and suitcase strap, pouch, mouse pad, fluorescent sticker. I do like crates, which would be nice to store on my figure boxes, but they are, wow, that is a lot of money. Basically $70 a piece, which is pretty high. This doesn't include shipping, so if any of the retailers sell these, I may pick up one or two. That is quite a bit for these, even though they are really, really cool. If I do say so myself, I like the Capsule Corp toolbox, and obviously the metal toolbox, at least that looks metal. And then these crates are definitely the highlight. Very, very cool. The thing is, like at this point though, you know, as awesome as it is to have the official thing, I am sure that it would be cheaper to just like go to your local Home Depot and then print out some Capsule Corp stickers or some Red Ribbon Army stickers and basically just recreate this yourself instead of paying the high ticket price. Especially if you actually want to use it as what it's supposed to be used for, you know, since it is... I don't think I've ever heard of a collectible crate before, but like, I don't know, personally, if it's something that cost me that much, you know, it's already $70, and then of course, you know, getting a middleman to ship it over here from Japan, and then also the shipping, you know, it's like, I wouldn't really want to get it damaged, and so I wouldn't want to use it, you know what I mean? So at that point, it'd just be cheaper to make a custom one, honestly. But either way, these little goodies are pretty cool. Obviously, we have these different lanyards here, little mini bags, coasters. I do kind of like the glow-in-the-dark stickers. Those are pretty cute. Some of these would make funny bumper stickers, I would say, or like putting these on, you know, like above your garage or something like that for stickers. Fun little knickknacks, and it's always cool, you know, when they do more like, I don't know, like this is stuff that obviously Bulma would own. Like she would have a Capsule Corp briefcase, or like, of course, you know, the Red Ribbon Army would have like a toolkit with their name on it, you know. Like I think that's pretty cool rather than just like, you know, another Goku figure. It's nice to have a little bit of variety in our merch, you know what I mean? Either way though, if I do see some of this for a cheap price, I would consider picking it up. Like maybe the crate, otherwise, bro, low-key, might just make it myself, honestly. Definitely not a terrible idea if I do say so myself. Thank you always to dbzfigures.com for holding it down with the great figure news summaries. Also linked in the description as in every video. These guys, and of course, what we're moving on to next, where we left off last time, Baggy Saiyan's Twitter. Obviously, we left off at this very adorable drawing of Goku and Chi-Chi here. And we are moving on to our figure goodness. So, This right here was obviously talking about when they release in Japan. This, of course, is November's second week. Is going to be the FES for GT Goku and the manga color version of Goku. I'm definitely going to be copping the manga color version of this guy. And the GT Goku does look cool. It would be nice to have a Super Saiyan GT Goku figure, but I'm not hounding for it like I am the Goku. So I'll definitely be getting him probably day one, but I'll just wait on the boy, well, I almost said Goten because it's funny enough, Kid Goku. So this was actually something that we talked about in a past figure news ep, and I wanted to bring this up again because obviously this is something that kind of like, you know, gives us a little bit of a hint as to upcoming figures, whether it be unintentional or intentional. I mean, it definitely seems intentional from what we're looking at here. So re-releases. We have nearly everything accounted for. OGDB Goku plus the GX materia alluded to the November GX Ozaru Punch. Obviously the, you know, OG Goku figure that they released, and then of course the first GX materia figure alluded to this. We had the Bam Presto World Figure Coliseum. Don't remember what year it was from, but the Cell figure, of course, alluded to the ICHIBAN KUJI Cell, which was cool because obviously, you know, we don't get enough Cell figures. And then Ritsuden most likely alluded to the Burning Fighters Volume 2, which was obviously the Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta. I do still like this Vegeta. He is hanging from my shelf. Very funny Vegeta figure. Leaving Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Quinto Un Goku unaccounted. Maybe next Solid Edgeworks in March will be Gohan. Definitely could see it. It'd be cool if they did a GX materia with Quinto Un, but I don't know how that would work because it's not like an attack or like an effect, you know, like Quinto Un is like a being, you know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see if that does end up giving us any hints, because like, I don't want to say that they're all coincidences till now, because I think all of this is pretty, you know, striking evidence. But I think if this one, you know, ended up happening where these three figures, like, you know, kind of end up becoming something else or, like, you know, hint us to something else, then I think we're really in for, you know, it's time for some Kowalski analysis on this type of thing. Just realized the ECWCF Goku were the top 3 voted last Goku Day. Definitely not a coincidence. Gonna post about this as much as possible. Yeah, so it was confirmed. If you guys remember, obviously the reason why we got this Goku as an Ichiban Kuji figure, the, of course, you know, Cell Arc casual clothes, was that it was the #1 rated favorite outfit for Goku by fans besides his normal one. Good taste, I must say. It is my favorite outfit for Goku as well. The #2 and #3 was the Saiyan armor and the Yardrat fit. And that is why, in this particular line, we ended up getting those 2 outfits as figures. Of course, you know, it makes sense that the Trunks and Vegeta and the Goku and Gohan would, of course, be matching because, you know, that's the scenes that they're from. But the other 2 figures included were both the Gokus for the outfits that people really liked. So kind of makes sense, you know, that they would obviously do that because then, of course, you know, they can be like, oh, well, people like those outfits, let's make them into figures. Moving on up, BF Goku releases this week in Japan. A reminder to stay away from this piece of garbage. Uneven shoulders, bangs covering the eyes for it, and generic pose, small scare Goku figure in the year 2021. Yeah, so this was something that I kind of couldn't believe. His legs also look like in a really weird pose. Like this picture, not as much, but here it kind of looks like he's like twisting his waist almost. But I didn't even notice this until Baggy pointed out. Well, obviously, you know, you can, I think anyone, it's plain to see that obviously the bangs cover the eyeballs, which is terrible. But the shoulders are uneven. Like, it almost looks like he's leaning his shoulders down this way, which is so weird to me. I really don't understand why they decided to make the figure that way, and then you can kind of tell that as well by obviously his well, left for us, right for him. You know, arm is higher up than the other one, right? Like his generic power-up pose isn't even like it should be, because of course, you know, since his shoulders are uneven, that makes his arms uneven, you know. Or if they were even, then it would be like they would have made his arm longer than the other, which would have been really awkward. But obviously that's one easy way you can tell that they made the shoulders uneven. Definitely not a figure that I would recommend to anybody, even if you are a new collector, for sure. Moving on, Grandista Gohan is almost 3 weeks away now. This was on September 20th, by the way. From Japanese release, and GX Material is almost 6 weeks away. Double check them. Both will be made available in China. Nice. 2D overseas Bakugo, also out for Asia. Nice. Oh boy. So we do have a little description for the Burning Fighter set from, I believe this is the Japanese website. New Dragon Ball figure series Burning Fighters is coming to game centers soon with battle ready figures overflowing with fighting spirit. I don't think Goku standing there really gives me that impression, but okay. The first series in the figure has been confirmed as Super Saiyan Goku. Why don't they say Son Goku? Usually they do. Take one look at what the series has to offer and you'll be scrambling to start your very own collection. I don't know about all that, Chief. Plus, there are more amazing figures to come, so watch this space. I think that might just be a funny Google Translate. If you're in Japan, get down to your local game center ASAP. Yeah, that is a pretty funny description considering the line, if I do say so myself. Alright, so, obviously this was when these were, getting shown. This was pretty cool. Obviously, this is from the ICHIBAN KUJI. Well, I mean, yes, but this is obviously from the V-Jump. Just talking about what the different KUJIs are from. I believe this was from the October one, because I vaguely remember looking at this, unless I just flipped through it in the, in the November one before I've actually taken a look at it. It is interesting to note as well that Frieza is from Revival of F and not BROLY. I guess there's like not really a difference, all things considered, because I mean, I can't say that they look the same because obviously the animation style is different, but they look the same as if like, you took both of them. It's just Golden Frieza, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But obviously it makes sense that it's supposed to be Revival of F. Here's what I was talking about, by the way, with Dodoria's armor, right? Obviously, there's supposed to be all of these white outlines here, and the bottom is certainly not supposed to be brown. Very, very weird. Also, how's he holding the Dragon Balls like that? But yeah, very, very unfortunate that we get these lazy finals like this nowadays, if I do say so myself. Getting more additions to the figure looking like cards thread here. SSR art looking more closer to the figure, yeah, for sure. I know as time goes on, my man has definitely been adding a lot more to this list, which is pretty cool. Alright, so here's the packaging for the Burning Fighters Goku, which is crazy because this packaging actually looks really, really good, if I do say so myself. I really, really like this package. Like, low-key, I would like this as just a box if the figure wasn't so garbage. Like, this is a really, really cool looking design. I love the way they did the aura. I love the background. I love the stylization of the text as well. Very, very cool. Apparently, also, this figure was made in China, so bad finals aren't just restricted to Vietnam, which is very, very unfortunate, because obviously up until this point, it's been like, if Vietnam makes it, we know it's going to be stinky, but seems like everyone is just fumbling the ball. This is also very funny. This photo is an image. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they mean like it's not an actual photo. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Alright, should get Japanese new BSP October release dates confirmed soon. Gohan expected to be between the 11th and 15th. Goku the 18th and 22nd. Vegeta the 25th and 29th. Overseas releases expected to release in Asia mid-October. Definitely excited for all of these to see how they end up. Alright, so this is pretty crazy, though, I will say. So to order the new Cell and Trunks, domestically will cost around, this is for him, 115 euros, importing from Europe 105, and importing from the US 107. Yeah, definitely high, if I do say so myself. And obviously, if you want to buy them all, well, you can do the math for that one. Very, very crazy. Wow! Look at this poster! Holy cow, this is a really cool promotional poster. I will say, like, just Goku kind of chilling here does look a little bit out of place, but I definitely love this full art, and it would also look weird if there wasn't something there. But this is another one of those examples that I feel like is a great way to explain how we always talk about, like, promotional images are not a, end all be all of, like, or, the initial images and the promo images. are not an end-all be-all of how the figure will look, because obviously the figure that you're looking at on the screen on this poster that they use for the promotional material is not the same figure that you saw at the end of the day, right? Because obviously his bangs aren't covering his eyes, right? And of course that could just be the angle on this one, but no, it's not covering it here. And his arms and shoulders are actually lined up here, right? So clearly it's not the same thing. Obviously either they digitally model this for the original production images, or, you know, they make one and then they take pictures of it. Very, very unfortunate to see. Here's that Bakugo, by the way. I know not Dragon Ball, but still looks pretty cool if I do say so myself. I actually did order the manga one. I've always wanted like one of each My Hero main character, and I really, really like the manga color, like work on his hands. So I was like, yep, definitely copping that. Very, very cool. Some of the packaging starting to be revealed for these guys. Very, very cool here. We obviously saw that before. Looks like we're going to have to wait until the Japanese folks get their hands on the KUJI figures to see the finals, which is very concerning. It's the first KUJI this year. We haven't seen finals beforehand. Alright, oh yeah, and we also did see these last time. Obviously, you know, they're not as high quality as WCF used to be, but for the recent WCF releases, they are definitely pretty decent. That's a pretty cool, that's Fist of the North Star in it. That's a pretty neat figure. Pretty sure that's Fist of the North Star anyway. Alright, so Master Stars Piece Super Saiyan Goku body has been reused, in some cases adjusted 14 times. Holy moly. Also Super Saiyan 2 just used the sculptures. Interesting, same hair there. Holy moly. Okay, so wait, this is the original figure, right? This is a classic, by the way. I would love to get my hands on that someday. Basically just adjusting the body. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but obviously it's like, it's such minimal changes, right? I don't know. But I mean, this one, like, it's a little bit weird, you know, because it's also like, well, I don't know. I feel like this one's a little bit harder to justify just because it's like, you know, it's just Goku's clothes. But I mean, I understand. You could definitely make a more dynamic figure than that, right? I mean, like, because it is just a generic power-up pose, right? You're just taking his waist and legs, and then either moving his arms around or what have you. But, like, I think this figure definitely doesn't look close. If you, like, see it in big form, right? Like, if obviously it's not, the image isn't this small. The sculpting on the arms and stuff like that isn't completely the same. But I understand. You could definitely make more variety here. And there it is on the shelf. Let's go. Look at these boys down here. That's so funny. Alright. Oh, yeah, this is cool. Obviously, this is a little logo styling thread, which is cool. We do have some finals of the figures here. These are kind of stinky, unfortunately. But, you know, the images are what they are. BROLY doesn't look terrible, I suppose. Ooh, that is a little bit rough. Oh, Vegeta doesn't look that bad, though. Unless these are... No, these are definitely... There's no way they could have fakes this quickly. And Cooler looks alright. I need better quality pictures for sure. So far, though, not looking too great. Oh, okay, this person did retweet it. Okay, so no. Those are... Yeah, these are correct. Okay. I think we get better pictures later, but Gogeta's hair looks like so pulled back. Something about the line on Cooler's face also looks a little bit weird. I'm keeping my eye out for Big Boy BROLY, though. That's the one I really care about the most. Yeah, he definitely looks very oily, which is really weird. Yeah, definitely don't know how I feel about that. His face also looks very flat. It also doesn't help that the lighting is bad. Yeah, Frieza's eyebrows are going to be like, you're not even going to be able to see his eyes. Vegeta looks pretty good, though, I think. Unless I'm just tripping there, but I think it looks alright. If I do say so myself. Let's see. BROLY looks cheap and only has QC glue issues. Vegeta looks pretty good. Yeah, I agree. Vegeta looks pretty good. Definitely glad I got him. Okay, so this is, let's see here. Oh, okay, so we have some actual pictures here. This is an actual video looking at them. Full prop BROLY looks decent from what I can tell. Frieza and the others. BROLY awful. Yeah, Gogeta didn't think anyone cared about. Cooler's pretty big. Doesn't change my mind, though. So let's take a look at these. Holy cow, Frieza's small. If you're familiar with the Extreme Saiyan KUJI set, Obviously, this is the Vegito and the Gogeta from it. I'm going to open the Gogeta and the base form from this set at some point. But I did open the Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. And wow, that Frieza do be pretty tiny, though, comparatively, I suppose. Broly looks really good, if I do say so myself. Obviously, it's a little bit harder to see because he is in the background. But, I mean, that image does look pretty good to me. Where are our Brolys here? Here in the image. Again, these are kind of on an odd angle, but from this angle, they don't look the worst. Broly's definitely still does look a little bit oily, though, for sure. This is a lot darker of a blue than I guess I thought it was. To be fair, the lighting also does look a little weird here, because, like, I feel like his hair doesn't usually look like that. Holy cow, Cooler is pretty big, though. That's sick. Yeah, Vegeta definitely looks the best, I think. I need to see Broly more close up. But yeah, I think Vegeta definitely took a dub here, which is cool to see. Because obviously, you know, you love to see it. I don't want to particularly look through this like crazy. Yeah, especially considering it's a 45-minute video. And I also don't want to get the big boy copyright claim. And there is a lot to look at here. And we will see some more pictures as we go on. But I will leave a link to this video in the description below, just so if you would like to take a look at it for yourself, you can. But the general like consensus that I'm kind of getting from this is that the Brolys are okay. Super Saiyan Broly looks a little bit oily. Frieza's eyes are a little bit weird. Cooler definitely looks like he's like sad, which is really weird considering he's wearing a mask. Frieza definitely looks kind of small. Oh, Broly is the one I wanted to see, yeah. Show me the big boy right here. Holy cow. Oh, no, he does come in two pieces. Interesting. Most of the King Cluster figures don't. He is going to be smaller than your King Cluster figure, but obviously he's more spread out because, of course, it's his pose. Let's see. Skip ahead a little bit. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Okay, good. I was like, oh, please, baby. Please don't make him look bad. He's the one that I want to look good. Yeah, okay, the sculpting looks really good on that. He definitely looks kind of tan, which I don't know if that's just the lighting. Holy cow, look at the veins! Okay, yeah, good. He still looks good. Thank God. Whew. Yeah, Vegeta and Broly, I would say. Obviously, this being full power Broly. Oh, he dropped it. That's mad unfortunate. Yeah, be careful is what I'll tell you, considering we just saw that happen. I would have had a heart attack if that was me. It does look like here that the connection is kind of loose. Seems to be what this guy is sort of attempting to show us here. So definitely be careful if you are planning on picking up this figure. Maybe glue would be a good option. I mean, obviously then you can't put it back in the box that it came in. But gluing it might not be such a bad idea if you don't plan on taking it apart. But wow, that detail is really good. He is definitely a little bit oily. It's not as bad as the other Broly, I think. But overall, I would say that I'm pretty satisfied. I think most people will be. Wow, holy cow. Yeah, that looks good. That definitely looks pretty good. Can we see a little leg? Yeah, that definitely looks good too. Yeah, I love the way that the cape looks, or the cape Ba's ear. Wow, yeah, because look at that. That literally looks like an animal hide under there. I know it's kind of hard to tell at that angle, but it definitely looks like an animal hide on the underside. And then the top looks like fur. That's cool. That is definitely very, very cool. Thank you for that video. I hope we get a couple of other pictures here too. Anyhow, Gigantic Series Golden Frieza ships the 25th in Japan, so we'll see finals on Sunday. Gigantic Series has been doing a pretty good job lately, I will say. Beer is confirmed for the January wafer sticker. Surely it means we'll also get a Super Saiyan God Goku. Yeah, I kind of hope so. Oh, he's just saying that these are recycled. Yeah, maybe. Definitely the legs are. Probably the upper body too. Wouldn't be surprised. They masquerade his face. Vegeta and Cooler seem to be the only good ones. Interesting. His eye is definitely more squinted. His eye is definitely more squinted than it was. Unless it was just the angle. But no, that definitely looks like there's more substance, excuse me, to his eye on the original image. Yeah, that is very unfortunate. The only thing is, though, I couldn't even really tell in that unboxing, which I think, funny enough, this is the one we were just watching. I don't know. I'll have to see that in person, because that is definitely, like, if that is true, that is very sad. But I don't know if it's going to look bad on the figure. Like, it's not a change I like, but I don't know if I didn't know if this existed, if I would dislike this. You know what I mean? Alright, so we saw all of those. Oh, we didn't see this one of Just Cooler here. I mean, yeah, I think he looks cool. Yeah, I think he looks alright. What did this person actually say about this? Cooler's really dangerous. Interesting. So this guy is saying that he thinks that he likes Cooler the best. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because, like, the eye doesn't look as small there. It definitely looks very dirty in these photos, though, for sure. Which, I mean, I guess he is kind of rolling around the mud. Yeah, definitely seems like, from what I'm seeing here, it's probably Vegeta, then Cooler, then Broly, and then it just goes down from there in terms of the rest of them. Which is really a shame, too, especially considering, obviously, everyone and their mother was looking forward to this figure. I'm going to have to get my hands on it to give you a full idea, obviously, because, you know, it is hard to judge figures by pictures and videos from another person, which, I mean, I know is kind of ironic considering you're going to be watching me open the thing, but to give you my full thoughts and explaining it, I guess, obviously, having it in my hands is always a lot better. These are always cool to look at as well, seeing the regular and chibi versions, but we obviously have the regular and chibi version of Gohan and this nice Gogeta art. That's pretty cool. Alrighty, moving on up. Where are our next figures here? Oh yeah, we had a couple of additions to this. FES Goku is based off of this piece of art. Both of these FES Gokus, actually. We did have the Kid Goku that was obviously based off of this. I think that's a pretty iconic piece of art. What are we looking at here? Oh, yeah. No, his face definitely doesn't look that good. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. It is very disappointing, honestly. Because it kind of seemed like KUJIs were low-key kicking the butts of Bam Presto, and now seeing this is very disheartening, especially since I know a lot of people are really looking forward to this set. Yeah, very unfortunate with our boy Gogeta there. Definitely a little bit of a stinky face. Alright, so dates confirmed: Gohan on the 13th, Goku on the 21st, and Vegeta on the 26th. That is a pretty cool looking image, though. Definitely like that. Alright, is it Goku or is it Goku not smiling now? Right is the older production images. Interesting. It's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell because obviously the image is so blurry. But yeah, it definitely looks like he's not smiling, or he's just like, he kind of looks like he's doing the emoji where it's just like, you know, your teeth are exposed and they're kind of rounded. It's hard to describe the emoji. But yeah, it definitely doesn't look like it's as distinct of a smile now, for sure. Interesting. It also looks darker orange, but again, that could be lighting and effects on the image. Not too long to go now. Been a long time coming. If the legs are indeed not hollow, then that means the 2D version will likely be in the future. I mean, they'd be silly not to, really. The only two Grandistas without a 2D are the two hollow legs, Gotenks and Gogeta, so not a coincidence. Yeah, I'm hoping. And, I mean, well, the Nero ones don't have one. Like, I would kill for a Super Saiyan 3 2D version. Alright, so this person's opinion on Cooler. The first three-dimensional figure in history, the ICHIBAN KUJI. Oh, it is technically Cooler's first KUJI figure, huh? Interesting. Addition and powerful volume, the details on the surface be produced. The real thing is good too. Okay, so this guy, yeah, I mean, I like it. We have some, okay, see, this is where we're looking for the pictures, baby. His eyes are very squinty, but maybe that's because the rest of his eyes are like covered by the mask for the shadow. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of, okay, well, I mean, I know it's so it'll actually stand, but I didn't expect the bottom of his feet to be black. That's funny. Yeah. No, that is a lot of detail on there, though. There's definitely a lot of, you know, like very minuscule scratching and a lot of different shadows that definitely make this look very good. That is very cool if I do say so myself. Let's go to this guy's Twitter just because I know he usually does post like one of each of the new things. Because look here, we have Broly. Let's go ahead and just peek through because I know he literally just posts Dragon Ball figures. Well, I mean, not just Dragon Ball figures, but basically. Okay, so we'll start here just because this is a good idea to see the size of the boxes. Gogeta's box is a very weird size. Like, definitely Frieza's box is a lot more than normal ICHIBAN KUJI size, but Gogeta's box literally looks like it's a cereal box size. It is definitely a little bit weird if I do say so myself. Obviously, we already took a look at Cooler. Here is Broly. Honestly, I was kind of thinking that those stinky images were kind of doing my man dirty. He definitely looks a lot better than those initial images led on to believe. I definitely think that this is a pretty good looking figure. I like this. I definitely like this. His face does look a little bit goofy from some angles. Like, this looks okay. But, like, this one does look a little bit weird. It is interesting that he literally just has a small square stand. I was kind of thinking that we're going to keep that. But he definitely is a pretty good-looking figure at the end of the day. I would say I would be satisfied with buying this, especially since I'm sure that we're literally never going to get a blue-haired Broly figure again. This is him, by the way, next to that original. Oh, my gosh. I think this was a Budokai... one of like the before they called it the World Figure Coliseum, one of those figures, I think. Could be wrong on that one, but obviously he's a lot bigger considering he is a KUJI figure. And here is the yellow-haired Broly, obviously this being the Super Saiyan 1. Definitely not too bad. This person does say, interestingly enough, that there is no oily shine on his copy. So that is very, very good to see, because obviously it did kind of look like that on the initial one. Obviously, you know, it's hard to judge figures, like I was saying. You know, it's hard without these, like, very detailed up-close shots. I don't know what happened on this one. This one looks a little bit blurry, but... the plastic for his cloak does look a little bit cheaper if I'm just kind of eyeballing it. It is weird, though, that his hair is so bright and his, like, the rest of his color scheme feels so dark. Like, I don't know if it's just because the shadow is covering his face, but, like, his hair definitely sticks out on the design, I feel like. I definitely prefer the blue one, for sure. It also feels like his head is deeper into his chest on this one, and his head is a little bit, or his forehead's a little bit bigger. I think that's, yeah, definitely that's because of the medallion that the forehead looks like that. Or, I don't even know what you would call that, crown. But it definitely looks like it's, like, deeper into his chest, his chin. Very interesting. Here's him next to the big boy Broly. This is actually pretty cool to have all these different forms next to each other, to be fair. I didn't even think about that. I might have to display these two next to each other, because I'm not getting the Super Saiyan one. I'm just getting the blue. But that is a pretty cool comparison, and obviously, he's definitely no slouch in the height department, obviously that being a King Cluster Broly. Here is the figure that I know all of you have been really waiting for. Of course, this being the full power one. But this one is a main time, the official figure X-Men. Wait, the figure has been slightly different taste from before. I just enjoyed making. Okay, so obviously this is a little bit of a stinky translation because, of course, Twitter. But, so, I will say, I do think the body still looks very, very good. I think that the original images were maybe a little bit bigger on it. This is obviously shining some heavy light on it. But I think that it's pretty undeniable that that sculpting on the final version is pretty crazy. And funny enough, honestly, his hair looks a little bit big for his head. Wow, that back detail is insane. I'm not gonna lie, though. Oh, is this a hot take? I do see, maybe I'm a little bit mixed. I don't know if I can say this with confidence yet, but I almost like the new expression on his face a little bit bigger, a little bit better. Just because it kind of feels more animated. Like when Broly's going absolutely insane in the movie, right? You know, he's going, you know, and Gogeta's like fighting him whatever, and Broly can't, you know, basically like gain an inch on him. He does kind of like contort his face so that those like, you know, just literally white eye sockets, I guess, are kind of like squishing and getting bigger and smaller. It does kind of remind me of that. Like it looks like that a lot more from this angle for sure. I would say I'm satisfied with this for sure. I definitely think that it turned out really good. I like this a lot. I'm glad we're able to find these more HD pictures of this guy. Here he is next to the Super Master Stars piece, Gogeta, by the way. Of course, you know, raised up a little bit. So he's, of course, going to be smaller than that guy when he's on the bottom. Here's some of the smaller prizes. Obviously, these little coasters and towels and stuff like that. Let's see, Rubber Coaster. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Yeah, I don't know. I would definitely like that Dragon Ball one, though, like of the original Dragon Ball Dragon. That's cool. And then we have the Frieza. See, that definitely looks a lot better than the original pictures that we were seeing. I definitely think that, like, the paint job is probably the part of this one that is the most, like, stellar to me. His face definitely looks a little bit too flat. Yeah, like, his eyebrow thing, if you can even call it that, definitely covers his eyes too much, I feel like. Like, his face definitely looks a little bit odd. Like, it definitely looks like another artist's rendition of Frieza when it comes to the face, for sure. But I really, really like this paint job. It's nice and shiny. And it's like, if I saw Golden Frieza in real life, this is what I would imagine his colors would look like. You know what I mean? Definitely very, very cool. And there he is standing next to Cooler. He definitely seems to be the smallest one out of the set. I know Cooler is very big, but like, wow. He is very tiny in comparison. And unfortunately, it looks like he doesn't actually have any images of Vegeta on hand, unless I just missed them. But it looks like he doesn't have any images of Vegeta. Did he just not buy Vegeta? No, I guess he just didn't buy Vegeta. Interesting. Alright, well, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see Vegeta. But we already know that he looks good, so that's a good reassurance. Alright, so yeah, we did already know that the History Box Goku and the Clear Eyes Vegeta are going to be made in Vietnam, so we're kind of expecting stinky final ones. In fact, the promo image has obvious QC issues. The eyes doesn't really bode well for the actual release. Yeah, the eyes. Oh, you can see some chips on the paint. Yeah, definitely stinky there. Checking sold listings for the KUJI, and Cooler sold for more than LO Broly. Wow. That's crazy. At any rate, I still don't understand why people pay these day one prices. More often than not, once a lot's more clear down, the prices come down, especially given how many stores have this KUJI. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just people have the money, they want it now, and they pay for it. Very interesting, though. Pure Boo, yeah. Pure Boo plush out now from Just Toys in Europe. Very interesting. Very interesting. Alright, so this is also something I thought was kind of crazy. Dokkan ICHIBAN show still hasn't released for Europe. And Europe is the most expensive too. Europeans get screwed over when it comes to these figures, yeah. That's crazy considering this set feels like it was so long ago that it came out. I feel like we've been long and done with it for a fat minute. Almost towards the end of FES now. Oh, that's cool. I didn't actually know that that was based off of like a gold drawing. Very interesting. Obviously, this Gogeta is based off of this art, even though it's not as particularly close as I would like it to. Oh, okay, so it's based off that Dragon Ball Super card. Yeah, makes sense. That is a pretty, I guess, well-known pose for GT Super Saiyan 3, kinda. Makes sense, obviously. That's also the outro scene, right? Of course, that one also is pretty well-known, you know, also very well-known. I guess we'll just take a look at the last one. Yeah, we saw this piece of art. We're kind of thinking that the Burning Fighters is going to be that, but yeah, all of these guys are, you know, based off of that, even though the colors aren't as close. And then, of course, you know, these two are based off that original illustration. This one is still far better than that one. Definitely. Literally, like, bar none. Alrighty, moving on up. Ooh, my. Okay, so I guess we'll see this in a second, so you might as well look. I guess we'll just look at it there since the image is here. I don't know why it's displaying it like this. But, US update for KUJI ICHIBAN show of the Goku and Frieza was ready this week. Still no sign of the two Super Saiyan Gokus, including casual colors release yet. Hopefully next week. Yeah, interestingly enough, I got Broly and Gogeta in like a couple weeks ago. And then these guys are only getting here, I think, like tomorrow or something like that. And these guys are still not shipped yet from Amazon. So very, very weird. I do like the upper body of this Goku Shame. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like the upper body of this guy a lot. The bottom half looks very, very weird. But I am definitely a fan of, like, the, you know, base form Super Saiyan hair look. Because obviously we don't get it too often. So definitely very, very cool if I do say so myself. Moving on up here. Oh, yeah, managed to get the LO eye catch. Oh, that's pretty cool. Definitely excited to see what that ends up looking like. High quality pics of some of the old Boo Da Cap, the old Draw, I still don't know how to pronounce this, need to be released. Yeah, the farther you go back, the better the new figures are. Yeah, these are awesome. These are so cool. I definitely really, really like these. I think people would be so hyped to get figures like these for sure. Meanwhile, this is the quality for the Draw recap revival in the year 2020. Yeah, this was a 2020 figure. I remember these coming out. People were not too excited when they saw that those were the finals. Recent LO BROLY sales versus the pre-sale listings a few days ago. Some people really have no patience, huh? When the early listings said it, early listings said it will take a week for it to ship, so by the time the person gets to the LO BROLY, will probably be worth half of what they paid. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that is pretty insane, if I do say so myself. Those boys are wild over there in Japan, bro. Alrighty, so these are the high-quality pictures of some of the KUJI visual board redraws. This is the back to the film ones. Some of these look okay, but it's still like, why redraw them? You know what I mean? Don't understand why they omitted everyone else for the Resurrection of F redraw, though. Oh, yeah, that is kind of weird. I remember seeing that poster all over when the movie came out. Very weird. Yeah, I don't know. But it is weird that they redrew these. Like, don't they just have the PNG sitting around? I don't know. Seems kind of odd. Like, the older ones, maybe they don't, I guess. I would understand if they don't have the original file, but still seems kind of odd if I do say so myself. Wow, that's cool. Definitely like to get that minifigure someday. Virtual simulator. Oh, this is so cool. So if you want to try this out, there is a virtual simulator for the Back to the Film KUJI. Basically, you could kind of see what it's like to pull for the KUJI if you were actually in Japan, because obviously they have to do it through tickets and they can't just buy the individual figure, right? We can literally buy a ticket like this, and then you can see what you would get. I believe the box is empty. Okay, so how do we do that? Oh, open a new box. Okay, here we go. Alright, so we have one box open. Draw a lottery. Alright, so we got the coaster, bro. We got the coaster. Okay. I don't see where it's keeping track here, but we got another coaster. Another coaster. Another coaster. Oh, we got prize G. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is kind of fun if you want to try this out. Obviously, you know, I'm not going to sit here and do this forever, but of course it is kind of hard to actually get one of the figures because, you know, of course, look at the quantities for the smaller prizes compared to the prize figures, or the prize fig. Well, I mean, I guess technically in this case prize figures, but there we go. We got one. That was like what, the -2 on this? We got the Gogeta. So if you'd like to try this out, I will definitely leave a link to that in the description below, because I think that's kind of fun. We'll chuck that over there so I can remember that for later. Anyhow, moving on up, re-release the old, yeah, this is some pretty cool stuff for these older minifigures. Definitely would love to see some of this released. I would buy every single one of these because these are awesome. Definitely a lot of variety here. Movie replaced one of the BROLY with the cooler, and we got this. Should have been ended up the lineup. Golden Frieza's biggest waste, since it could have been Tapion or Bojack. Yeah, definitely. Wait, what? There were two BROLYs? Yeah, definitely could have been BROLY or Tapion, or I'm sorry, Bojack or Tapion for sure. Yeah, definitely. I think that the other pictures didn't really do them justice. I mean, these are kind of crummy pictures too, but it definitely looks a lot more plasticky though than I think the original images led to lead on. But it definitely doesn't look too bad. And obviously there he is next to the other Super Saiyan 4 King Cluster Brolys. Okay, okay. So here we still have the box, or we have the box for the big boy, obviously this being the X Plus Frieza. It is interesting because these S Plus figures used to be vinyl, but then they changed them to like kind of the same material as what we have today, and this is actually the final version of this figure. And I gotta say, I feel like these X Plus figures, the Gigantic Series figures is what they're called now, have only been getting better and better with time. I think that every single one, they look better. And I really, really like the look of these. If they weren't like 150 bucks a figure, and they weren't like literally not able to fit on my shelf, I might consider picking these bad boys up. Maybe someday. But they are very cool. I definitely love the way that the translucent parts of Frieza kind of reflect off the light. I think they look really, really good. It is cool that his finger toes like are actually, you know, scrunched up like that, but they're still able to have the figure stand. That is very, very cool if I do say so myself. Very, very nice look at the Frieza. We already saw all of that. I did actually get this Tanjiro figure, by the way. I'm going to do a video on it on my other channel. It looks very cool. The fact that they still thought Gogeta is popular enough to warrant 2 slot ratios concerning, in fact, Gogeta, I would argue, has never been popular. Wow, that is ridiculous for the prices, though. That is literally 20 bucks. And that's 16, 15, 15. Wow, that's wild. Yeah, I hope nobody bought this one in the States, because it might even just be cheaper to buy it from Japan and import it at that rate. But literally, that's crazy. Oh yeah, so I think we did see a little bit of this last time. But of course, this is the Imagination Works Goku. And of course, this figure was more than 100 bucks. And obviously, it's meant to be, you know, these new super high quality figures, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, as much as I don't really like the look of it, the fact that the rubber already ripped over this amount of time is, oh, not good. Definitely not good at all. Very, very unfortunate that, obviously a figure that costs that much money, would already have this much damage on it from literally just posing it, you know. Very wild. What was the actual tweet here? I bought it at a fixed price from release date, displayed it normally. It was torn. Is it a pose movable figure that can't be bent even though it's expensive? It's less than a year since it was released and list price is $110. Going past unpleasantness, sad. I've heard rumors, but I don't think, yeah, he's torn. Very, very sad. Some of these figures actually, though, high key in the background. This guy has a crazy collection. Might have to follow this guy because I do. There you go. But yeah, very sad to see though, especially considering how much it costs. That's why I'm very wary of the Vegeta. This week we'll be getting the January Gashpon, excuse me, if any. Should be getting a February prize figure information so we can find out if there's going to be Dokkan 7th anniversary collab or not. We do see a little bit of information about that, but nothing too crazy. Potentially see finals for Grandista Gohan and the Jump calendar update Friday, with high quality pics of the October UDM 46. So this was also something interesting. This is the upcoming UDM 48 set. This is going to be in January. This is UDM 49. Future Gohan, Gogeta Blue, Goku Kaioken, and Metal Cooler. What a lineup. Very, very weird, if I do say so myself. Oh, did he just mess up the number? Yeah, no, okay, this is correct. Yeah, very, very weird. Future Gohan might be cool. Obviously, we have enough Gogeta Blue already. Goku Kaioken also might be cool, and I feel like we have enough Metal Cooler by this point, though. But yeah, here is the color versions of these. We did already see that. Alright, so store numbers. Wow, Gohan 141. That's awesome. I know people are very excited for him. Vegeta 50, Goku 39. That's awesome. For comparison, Sega store numbers for History Box Volume 154, yeah, was Goku was 54. That's crazy. Yeah, and Yamcha did better than him. If the Sega store numbers for Grandista Gohan are representative of what game stations on the whole, then Gohan will have the most orders for a Saiyan this year. That's crazy. Well, half Saiyan, I guess. But yeah, this one was very sad to see, boys. So literally, you know, in the past, I believe the way that this has worked is like Baggy said here, for the recolors of the FES figures, you know, they always just recolor the figure. They repaint from, like, you know, a black and white mold, and not actually repaint the figure itself. Of course, Omacha Head Chill buys every single figure. God bless his soul. But it literally looks like they just repainted over the original figure. Like, you can see the hints of blue here, right? You can see the blue kind of coming in. Obviously, this looks awkward because he doesn't have the halo either. The paint on the eyes already looked really weird. The sculpt is, like, okay. I still don't really like the face because, obviously, you know, it looks nothing like that one. Still looks weird, you know. But, yeah, you can definitely see some blue hints in there. The paint is also just, like, a really weird paint I feel like I've never seen before. But it definitely kind of seems like... Yeah, his eyes are a little bit too, like, thin, I think, too. It almost looks like a bootleg, honestly. Like, the paint job, at least. Like, the sculpt, not as much, but... Yeah, definitely. Oh my gosh. This is, I guess, just talking about stinky paint on figures in the past. But yeah, it definitely looks like to me that, you know, they repainted over his eyes. And that hint of blue there, you know, is kind of telling me that they repainted over it. Is definitely very unfortunate if that is what they did, because that just shows they really, really don't care, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, definitely very cool. This was obviously something that we saw from the, what do you call it? The metal sheets. There we go. Couldn't think of the name of it. Okay. So we already saw this, and we already saw this. Every pre-order for the Ichiban show sold on Amazon US except Gogeta. That's crazy. I don't understand, like, the thing for me that's so crazy. Oh wait, this is actually, we didn't see this yet. I thought these were the old ones. Course market value actually went up. That's unprecedented for 680 yen KUJI. Now the 45 Ichiban show doesn't seem as bad. Yeah. Wow, that is crazy price. That's 170, about 190, 165-ish. 200 basically. Again, I'm just kind of rounding, ballparking. That's crazy. Also remember they, yeah, put Gogeta on there. And these 2,000, yeah. I don't know. It is kind of crazy, like, I'm just surprised that they still think that he can sell if, like, because this shows, right? Like, this is kind of like a show don't tell type of meme. And it is showing here, certainly, that we have plenty of Gogeta figures already, that if people want one, you know, there's a good one out there for you. Alright, so here is that upcoming UDM set, by the way. Very actually excited. Oh yeah, I forgot I commented. What is this lineup? Aren't themed? Yeah, either make a cooler movie theme or future Trunks theme. Or random is so stupid. Yeah, very random theme. But I might have to cop the Gohan because that is our GOAT one arm Gohan. You love to see it, bro. You always love to see when they actually take his arm off. Very, very cool. Definitely gonna have to cop that. Obviously, this Gogeta is literally just the same as the UG one, so, you know, nothing really exciting there. Kaioken Goku is pretty cool, but it'll kind of depend on how the colors come out for me. Metal Cooler is kind of an eh, and Nays, bro! Nays? It's just such a weird addition to this set. Maybe it's just because, like, the last UDM burst had Thouser, so maybe then they're gonna release, you know, the third member. I actually don't remember his name, the green guy from Cooler Squad. But yeah, I don't know. I think Gohan and Nays are probably the highlights from the set. It's also funny that Nays, at least from this picture, is kind of implying that he's going to be bigger, or at least like bulkier than the rest of these guys. I mean, I guess he is like a monster character, so I suppose that makes sense. But yeah, definitely going to be trying to cop that future Gohan for sure. Definitely very cool. Yeah. And buy or paint Gohan's belt. Oh yeah, that is kind of stinky. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, very crazy, bro. I did not even notice that they didn't paint his belt. That's kind of unfortunate. That might be a custom paint job. Super Saiyan Goku is now ready, which means the casual closed one is last to release. Okay, hopefully we'll get him at some point. Alright, what is this also too? September marks the 10th anniversary UDM. Quality was literally 10 times better back then and cheaper, yeah. Very unfortunate to see. I really want to, like, find a place that I could go back and collect these. I'm really wondering if it's literally, like, just Japan that the only place that I could go. Alright, so we will see this later on, but since we're obviously clicking on the tweet under it, we might have to, you know, just take a look at it right now. This is pretty crazy news, if I do say so myself. As you can see here, the Dokkan 7th anniversary collab confirmed for February, but not one, both as prize figures, which is very, very interesting. So, I don't know if I commented here. I think I did. Yeah, so this was basically my summary of these yet, right? Basically, with these, right, usually the way that they do these is that they have one by Bam Presto, and that one always looks better than the Ichiban KUJI one, right? Last year we had the MUI Goku that looked like doggy doo-doo. We, of course, had the Vegito the year before that looked like doggy doo-doo, especially compared to the Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4 Goku looks like doggy doo-doo compared to Vegeta. And so, it is very cool to see that both of the anniversary figures will be made by Banpresto this time around. You know, that meaning that hopefully they end up looking a lot better than the stinky KUJI ones in the past. Now, here is the thing that could mean, though. And this is kind of like a little bit of speculation. Well, not kind of a little bit of speculation. It is speculation on my part. But I do say here, unless this means there'll be 4 Annie units and the KUJI will get 2, but I doubt that'll happen. That, I think, is a pretty big stretch. Like, they introduced 2 new Dokkan Fest LRs on the new banner, and then, you know, the KUJI gets 2 of the LRs that are on one banner, and then the Banpresto, you know, makes 2 of the ones that are on the other banner. I doubt that'll happen, personally. Could be, you know, again, a stretch. But maybe what they'll do is that some of the other anniversary units will get figures in the KUJI set. I assume that they're going to do another, like, you know, anniversary KUJI set, like how for 6th anniversary we just had a bunch of random units and then, like, the anniversary figure. I assume they're going to do another Dokkan base set. You know, it would only make sense since it seemed to do pretty good this time around. But I'm almost wondering if this will be like, you know, maybe they'll do like the sub unit or something. Like, you know how obviously every new banner nowadays has like an unfeatured unit on it. You know, that's like not the main Dokkan Fest unit. I'm wondering if maybe they'll make that into a figure. Or, you know, I mean, this does say anniversary figure, which would kind of imply that it is the, you know, LR like usual. But, you know, we really don't know. So it'll be interesting to see what this ends up becoming. Obviously, a little bit later down the line. We will know this by the end of the year. I think we may even know this, like, before November ends. I'm not positive on that. Don't quote me on that. But from remembering years past, that is probably going to be the case. Because the Evolution Vegeta prize got revealed how they intended, and UI Goku the KUJI accidentally got leaked. That probably explains why we're getting both as prize figures this year instead of one being KUJI and one like a prize figure like 3rd anniversary. Okay, yeah, so that one would actually, the last 3 anniversaries. Yeah, that would actually make sense as another explanation too, because UI Goku got leaked on some like Spanish website or something like that. And then we didn't find out about Blue Evo until later. But of course, because we knew UI Goku, kind of assumed Blue Evo. And obviously, for Dokkan's sake of not leaking anything, of course, they want to keep it a secret. So it makes sense to me that they would end up being both prize figures for that reason. But only time will tell. And this is another great example, like Goku's face. Yeah, we're going to move on from that. Alright. This was also something interesting that Baggy said. Dokkan 7th anniversary. We already have a Goku and Vegeta set releasing as a prize figure set. Yeah, this was something that he thought was maybe the case. Releasing in February. Now, the last 3 anniversary didn't release the same collab character as a prize the same month, so this potentially rules Goku and Vegeta out. And then he said, you know, pure speculation, and ignore this. I forgot back in August they released 2 Goku figures on the same day. And in this case, the Dokkan 7th anniversary and Burning Fighterz releasing opposite sides of the month too, so there could still be 2. Yeah, so it could still be Goku and Vegeta. We have no idea. I don't know what they would do for Goku and Vegeta personally, but obviously we have the new Treasure Rally set. Again, we already kind of took a look at this, but again, Hyrudigam probably the highlight for this one. This is the Overseas Limited one. And this is awesome because this confirms that both will be released overseas, because they obviously always do the prize figures overseas, which is great because if you ever want to buy the KUJI figure, not only is it overpriced for a garbage figure, you know, you got to pay to get it imported or buy it off eBay for really expensive, and you know, the prize figures just naturally ship over here. So very good stuff there. One figure will be 18 centimeters, one will be 17. Not really much to lean on there. Yeah, like you could be like, oh, that's Goku and Vegeta because one's shorter than the other or whatever, but you know, you never know, because obviously, you know, they could be squatting or, you know, they could be in some other pose, so, you know, it doesn't really tell you anything. 3-year wait is almost over. Grand East Ultimate Gohan is mere 2 weeks away. Yeah, very excited. This person also, yeah, asked about it, which is a good point. First Grandies to Gohan released around the 7th, 2018, but they mislabeled as DBS. Everyone got excited. It was going to be Ultimate, only turned out to be Sahara. Yeah. We have been waiting a fat minute for those guys. We've already kind of seen these earlier, but these are the multiple angles of the Burning Fighters, though I doubt many people kind of care. Also, again, manga colors rather than the one that was released already. What? Really? Interesting. Maybe we'll get a new Kid Goku figure? Yeah, this seems like kind of an odd re-release. I mean, not the worst for me, because I did want to get this figure at some point, so I guess that's cool. Alright. Moving on up. Distributor deadline for February. It's now November 1st, so it looks like the earliest March will be revealed is November 2nd, so a month away. We already know Zenkai and Krillin, just waiting to see what the Solid Edgeworks is. Yeah, probably going to be nothing too exciting, unfortunately. Yeah, because we already know those two. Krillin my goat, for real, for real. Figure people don't celebrate in the fact that these are both... Oh, yeah, this was... he did make a fair point, though. Figure people don't celebrate the fact that these are both collabs as prizes. You have to find out if they're being China or Vietnam first. I would hope that they would understand that these are definitely... you know, like figures that are definitely worthy of being made and where they know the figures are better for sure. Cooler situation in Japan is not great. I'll feel bad or feel for Japanese folks. Got done over by a terrible assortment and now have to deal with aftermarket shenanigans. Anticipation of soaring price. Cooler is popping in haste on the release date but wasn't shipped easily. Interesting. Looks like stinky prices, unfortunately. Might have to follow this guy because it looks like another figure person. Very cool. Here is also, obviously, we were taking a look at, you know, this guy earlier. Yeah, definitely not really feeling the face myself either. Now we have multi-angles of BF Vegeta. Can get my thoughts on the modeling. Don't like it. Dislike the face and hair sculpt. Don't like the way the boots are sculpted overall. It just looks rough. The old sculpture one is vastly superior in every way. So yeah, obviously in the multiple angles compared to the old one that this figure is based off of. I don't know. I kind of like the eyes better on the new one, but I like the hair better on the new one because I don't think Vegeta's hair is as spread out. I definitely also like the simple white boots. It's also weird that it's a lot deeper of a V. I mean, keep in mind this is an older figure, so like the eyes, you know, make more sense that they look like that. This person actually has the old one. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I do agree that I don't really like the hair, and I don't really like either of these figures personally. Like I never really liked this Vegeta whenever I saw it, but I definitely think that the hair sculpt on the older one is definitely better, in my opinion anyway, for sure. I definitely like the more condensed one. Alright, more DBTs coming in the US. Do you like that Shenron one? This is just kind of a collaboration. They've used a bunch of these renders on different posters. Goten and Gohan, or Goten and Gohan. Goten and Trunks being on a anything is really cool, though. I don't know why Goten's head looks so big, and I don't know why he's not wearing an undershirt, but hey, you'll love to see him on something. Yeah, because I've definitely seen these renders like put together on a poster before. That Goku one is pretty neat. Always funny that we get Japanese text and Japan gets English text. That is a really cool Shenron shirt. Actually, I would wear that if I see that in my cup. We'll find out Friday if there will be a Dokkan themed KUJI. Ooh, wait, Friday? Really? Okay, so maybe we just didn't end up finding out yet. We'll find out Friday if there will be a Dokkan themed KUJI in February 2022. Since we know there isn't going to be a collab, my feeling is probably unlikely, but hopefully we'll still have a themed Dokkan KUJI with some good choices like the 6th anniversary. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm really hoping so. Sorry, I had to drink the water. Stay hydrated. Alright. Oh yeah, we'll find the art for these. Could you imagine if it would have been Nays, though? I think it's Goku. There seems to be very good fan interest in Japan for this set. It's held this market value after 2 weeks. Shame it didn't get more orders by Game Station. Suspect by 3 Gokus are probably putting it off them. Yeah, can't blame them for that one, considering how everything has been lately. Seeing people predict Saiyan Saga arc for Dokkan 7th anniversary, I think we can safely rule out as they're already having a base Vegeta Burning Fighters releasing in February. Obviously wouldn't make much sense to release the same form, the same character in the same month. Also, I will say though, if they do that, since FES is doing the Goku that's the opposing pose to this Vegeta pose, if they do eventually have FES do this pose, and then they choose this for the card art, because I don't know if this would be the LR card art or like the SSR card art, probably more likely the SSR card art, and then it would be Gun and Kamehameha, but then that would be really repetitive if they did do it that way. Oh yeah, these are very stinky, by the way. These American My Hero figures, I've seen them in the store before. They always look terrible. Definitely not good. High quality production images for these guys. That hair looks really weird. It literally looks like it's like glued onto the ear. It looks like I don't know. That definitely doesn't look right. It looks very weird if I do say so myself, for sure. Okay, so rest of the February high quality production images. Not feeling the Dokkan figures a bit dull looking. Yeah, I don't know, bro. This figure looks kind of lackluster. I'm not gonna lie. They definitely could have done a little bit more with this one. Good meme. Good meme. But yeah, obviously these guys, higher quality images of these guys. These all do look pretty cool if I do say so myself. Interesting Gogeta and a halo. Great Saiyan and Metal Cooler or the new modeling for the Treasure Rally. The rest are reprints from the old DWC. Side note, keeping the name Treasure Rally doesn't really work overseas since we buy figures, as in not win them at game stations, so to call them something else. I mean, yeah, but I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Yeah, this is such a weird, like, hand to take. Like, I'm glad Hyrudegan made it, because he would have been one of the ones that I would have picked. But I would have much preferred Tapion. Could you imagine if we would have got, like, second or third form Frieza, even Zarbon? I would have definitely taken Pikkon, Farmer with a shotgun. Obviously, like, Chi-Chi and Goku getting married. Even Shinron. Yeah, I don't know. Very interesting choices, though. Not sure how I feel about that, considering the other options that were there, for sure. Yeah, look at that bad boy. Yep, figured it was Goku. That is a cool, Goku art, though, I will say. Obviously, I know whenever these UDMs are here, we always try and prefer a newer character, because the art on these is always new, but it is a pretty slick Goku art, if I do say so myself. And also, actually, wish, like, the figure looked more like that, honestly. It was pretty cool. Just checked in last year, the distributor deadline for February 21st, or is that 2021? I'm not sure. Prize figures was October 29th. Okay, so that's definitely February 2021. Prize figures was October 29th, but March 21st information lifted October 20th. So there is a chance full March 2022 info will be lifted in a few weeks or so. You'll have to see. October BSP Tokyo store numbers: Gohan 38, Goku 27, Vegeta 24. Was hoping Gohan will be in the 50s, but at least he's well ahead of the other two. Plus, at least Sega did a significant amount of their stores in Japan, so Gohan still did well overall. Yes, sir. Yeah, I missed the prize fairs too, bro. Definitely a lot more fun when we were looking forward to those. Alright, so it looks like, okay, so that's cool. Definitely glad that these are even ratios, because obviously it's really unfortunate when they weren't, because then, of course, one figure would be rarer than the rest. I might actually just go out and pick up the Hyrudegan then, if they're going to be that easy to find. Oh yeah, we should also find out soon, this did say the 30th here, if these figures are being made in China or Vietnam, more specifically the Dokkan figures, obviously. These guys release in late February, and Burning Fighters to release early February, Japan, Asia, right, okay. Upcoming KUJI set. Dokkan's 6th anniversary Evolution Vegeta was supposed to release first week of February 21st, but got pushed back 2 weeks, presumably to stop any potential leaks. So Dokkan's 7th anniversary being late February 2022 isn't surprising at all. Yeah, definitely not. Jiren looks good, followed by Vegeta, but that's about it. What's the point in sculpting Vegeta's yellow ridges on his boots if they aren't going to paint them? Interesting. Yeah, Jiren looks good, like I said. Oh, they did paint his ridges on there. They should have just made them white then. Interesting. Vegeta definitely doesn't look bad, though. Goku, yeah, Dodoria is definitely very stinky. Goku looks like he's seen some things, bro. That man is bootleggy as heck. That's crazy. As suspected, looks like no Dokkan themed KUJI in February 2022. No! That is very unfortunate. So either there will just not be a collab figure at all for the ICHIBAN KUJI, or it'll just be a bunch of random figures. Very interesting. I guess only time will tell on that regard. Updated list of characters and his fusion prize figures lost to sales. Yeah, so 18 Bulma, Launch, Videl, Yamcha, Gotenks, Videl. I mean, yes, Vegeta and Gohan all beat Goku in figure sales, which is crazy. Very crazy if I do say so myself. Wow. Definitely very cool art here from the Dragon Ball Super card game. Would love to get this without the big sample on it too. Takanaka sculpted all 3 of the previous Dokkan anniversary prize figures. So since 7th anniversary, we're getting 2 prize figures. Question is, will he sculpt both or just one? Yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It would be really cool to see if we did get Varrock or Varquo, still don't know how to say it, on the prize figures, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. Gogeta figures are never sought after his popularity in terms of merch interest. Extreme Saiyan, the ratio was the same for all the figures, so the fact that Vegeta was more sought after says it all. Yeah, obviously stinky prices there. Definitely, yeah, that we don't talk about that one. But yeah, most certainly, Vegeta was more sought after. That's pretty crazy though that obviously with the old Gogeta Legends collab versus BOS, right? Namco went from 201 stores to 0. Sega went from 189 to 59, and Taito went from 134 to about 60. Very crazy. U.S. Folks Good News Casual Day Goku ICHIBAN show is ready and should ship soon. Yay! Let's go. Very, very excited for that. Very much hoping to get him soon. I might have to crack into him first when he finally gets here. Oh, that's cool. Now I have a UI-inspired version of the Goku Kamehameha. I like how the hands are more bigger on the UI and makes it look a little bit more different than the original. That's cool. Yeah, definitely like that. Add Vegeta to the list. Nice. That's cool. Alright, so we obviously have the cleaner production images of these. Not going to go through them for too long. The Dokkan figures look crazy, bro. I have to say it every time. I'm sorry. Burning Fighterz Volume 2 Japanese case videos 1818, overseas separate cases of 36 each. Interesting. Wow, that's crazy. Saiyan R KUJI Gohan's market value is still around $100 in Japan. Me thinking 36 was too much. That's wild. That is definitely super crazy. So basically we got everything this week. No, I'm not psychic, except the Grandies to Gohan finals, which should definitely be next week given the releases in Japan. Is this just added to the thread? I don't know how we didn't see these, but obviously these, you know, oh, it's because we didn't see these images. Of course, this was a really big figure that got released a while ago, and then of course now we have the Zenkai Solid one, which is a smaller version of that. Where is OGDB listings are expensive is an understatement. Holy cow! Keep in mind these are mini figures, bro. For the draw, what? How do you pronounce this? The draw cap, I believe. That's crazy that they're that high. Yeah, that's wild. That is definitely crazy that they're still expensive. Running Fighterz and Treasure Rally made in China too. Oh, okay. So, okay, good. I was like, wait, what is this commenting on? Thank God. So these are going to be made in China as per usual. So that gives us a lot better of a chance of these figures looking very nice, very clean. Very excited for that. Burning Fighterz and Treasure Rally will be made in China too. So nothing in February will be made in Vietnam for Dragon Ball. Expect maybe the BSS Kid Goku. Interesting. Okay. Oh yeah, this was something else that I really wanted to point out. Because I did see Baggy talk about this. It seemed they fixed some of the minor issues with Grandies to Gohan from the original production images. Less gaps in the legs. By the way, the one on the left is the new one. The mouth isn't as squiggly, and the bang placement is slightly better too. Definitely a big fan of that, because obviously that gapping is a little stinky. Probably wouldn't have been too noticeable, but the fact that they fixed it is, let's go. Grandies seems to be the one line that they really care about fixing problems nowadays. I don't know. But yeah, definitely looks a little bit less squiggly. Definitely looks a little bit more natural. And I think the bang definitely is in a little bit of a better spot. It's kind of hard to tell, but I definitely think it looks a little bit better in the newer one. Yeah, I definitely think that the newer production images looks good, which is great because obviously a lot of the time that is not the case. So It is always good to see when they update it and it's actually good. I don't even know where the first base Goku FES is based off. Illustration can't find anything because it doesn't really make sense. Not based off anything particular arc. I don't think Goku is ever half damaged like this from going Kaioken. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, oh, it kind of did look like that when he was training on Namek, I guess. Yeah, I remember this figure. Definitely would still like to pick this up. This was a 2017. Definitely a 2017 type of figure because it is still a very good looking Goku figure that sold well. Definitely want to get that Kaioken one too. Alright, so obviously we saw this. Reason for why this is important for anyone who's new is because prize figures are either made in China or Vietnam, with the latter having a bad record. See Matchmaker's re-release. Left is the re-release made in Vietnam. Right is the original release made in China. Re is definitely too oily, yeah. Wait, okay, so the left is the re-release made in Vietnam. The right is the original made in China. Right. So yeah, definitely a lot more shiny on the re-release. Also a lot more expensive for some reason. Like the shiny look just makes them look more cheap. But yeah, like the original version of this Goku and Piccolo is $15 and then they re-released them for $26. Like I would love to get those figures someday, but you know, not at that price for sure. Alright, so, wow, Twitter, what are you doing here, bro? November FES Goku 16 HQ, production images with the correct colors. Looking forward to this. Actually glad I didn't pick up the main one, just sucks no Vegeta to match though, yeah. Hopefully we end up getting a Vegeta to match at some point. Maybe in the Maxamatic line, I don't know. That would be pretty cool. But I definitely like this figure a lot. Definitely a very solid Goku figure. Super Saiyan GT Goku sculpt is good, but I have no interest in GT Goku. Yeah, definitely a good looking figure. Again, like it isn't really like my favorite form, you know? I mean, I think it's a good looking figure, but I'm not like fiending to get my hands on it. Also, I feel like, am I tripping? There's definitely a little bit of a nick there, right? I think that's definitely not on my monitor, right? Yeah, no, my mouse is covering that. I don't know how they missed that. But definitely a good looking figure here for sure. Okay. Moving on up. Look forward to this week. Yeah, definitely can't wait to see this guy. Definitely can't wait to see this guy IRL for sure. Yes, we already read about this. Yeah, GTWCF Stinky. Based off of what was shown at San Diego Comic-Con, I think we'll probably see finals for GX Materia Goku 2. Prototypes or finals of Grandioso Nero Black, 2D Vegeta at MICC. Might be a bit too early for December KUJI finals. Prototypes, rather. Because the Vegeta Blue is releasing as ICHIBAN show for the West. We'll see finals of that from the November DBH KUJI, but nothing else, yeah. I forgot that was coming up in November. Definitely going to have to cop some of that for sure. Okay, I think we are almost there. That's a disgusting watermark. High quality, look at the December, smaller prizes, more redraws. Okay, so this is just, can I... If I click on this, where do I find what I'm looking for here? Ah, I see. Okay, so it is definitely still kind of hard to tell, but we have Ultimate Shinron, Omega, Cell, and BROLY. Oh, okay. Interesting they chose BROLY. That is Goku and Vegeta. That is Super Trunks, and that's Gogeta, and that's just a bunch of Dragon Balls. I like that Super Trunks one, though. And then these are all redraws. I don't know if these are plates or what these are, actually. Not too sure on that. Yeah, but I mean, I definitely like the art on the Cell one. The Cell one might be my favorite. Might have to see if I can cop that on eBay or something like that. Very interesting. And that is actually everything that we have for this summary of the last 2 weeks of figure news. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, as always, let me know what your favorite figure was from this batch of news. Of course, we did get lots of great updates. Obviously, seeing that the Dokkan prize figures are both going to be from Presto instead of one of them being a KUJI figure this time around is very cool. Also very exciting that by the time the next episode goes up, we're actually going to be able to see in-person pictures of this Gohan. Also cool that we were able to see some of the final images of the back to the film KUJI. I'm glad that that BROLY, despite having some flaws, did turn out pretty good. It's kind of funny that Cooler low-key took the dub, if I'm being honest, and so did Vegeta. Actually, I'm a lot more excited to actually get those figures now. I'm not gonna lie, but I digress. That is going to do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. There will be another figure unboxing coming up soon. Don't you worry about that. Your boy has obviously just been out of town for a little bit and focusing on some things up in the old membrane. So keep an eye out for that. Is membrane the right word to use there? I don't know. I'm going to use it anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.